Yeah. I mean, what I heard was weird, so it was something like that. I lost them. I don't know what just happened. I think Gary shot, but I have no idea. That happened so fast. I don't know how much of that I got on video. Not much, because that bull came in running. Dude, that happened 100 miles an hour.
Dude, I turned around, and that big bull was running right towards me.
He was running.
And I wasn't ready. And then by the time I got collected, he's running right there. And then he must have winded me because he started doing this circle around.
Yeah.
And then the next thing you know, it's here. And then that spike is right here. And I'm like, I got to try to shoot at that spike.
Yeah.
That tree was 30 yards. Arrow was right there. 30. Man, he must have been 60 yards.
That bull was flying.
Yeah.
Wow. I was expecting to stand at the fence and decide if they wanted. He was not messing around. He was big.
Yeah, he wasn't like 300 class bull, but he was a bigger raghorn.
Oh really? He was a raghorn? Oh man, I don't know.
I think he was only about yay wide.
Yeah, he wasn't wide. Dang. Well, that worked.
It did. And well, the dumb, young, curious ones.
Wow.
I was afraid he was going to come up this way with where
I know.
Lee was.
That's why I was like, man, I think I need to get further over there, but
No, it was perfect. Other than he came in too fast.
he just came in running. I think he saw the decoy.
I couldn't see it.
I can't see it right now, so I don't think he did. I think he's just coming. It might have blown over. Oh, there it is. It's behind the tree.
Oh.
I had it further out over here. I'm like, oh shit, no. Because I just didn't know where they were going to come from.
I was hoping they were coming this way.
Wow, he was just on a mission. Okay, well, that's over. Let's get set. I mean, there's more elk down there, so let's see if we can make something else
Do we
happen.
want to?
Okay, it is Monday morning. We came back in the same place we were last night. So last night we watched those elk out in that meadow for hours. Called to them. They just were never going to come. They just weren't interested. It's too far away. We only had so much time before it got dark. But right at the end, we moved down a little bit closer to see if maybe that would be enough to entice them. Well, we didn't know, but we had two calves that were coming up to where we were when we were calling. We didn't know. So when we got down there and called, like, they were right next to us. So they came to like 30 yards. Gary could have easily shot one. We obviously chose not to. And by the time we left, there was quite a few elk out in that meadow, maybe somewhere around 20, I don't know. But we hiked out and that was it. So this morning we came back in the same place, got here earlier than what I was yesterday. It's a lot windier than yesterday. It's a little bit warmer, but a lot windier. Well, we didn't hear or see anything on our way in. We bumped 3 mule deer, but nothing as far as elk. We got up to this same place we were yesterday, this little ridge. Just gives us a vantage point. And started calling. Well, I walked over. There's kind of a saddle, and then there's another area that you can see. So I walked over there just to see if anything was out. Well, I didn't know, but Gary already had elk spotted below us, a big bull and some cows. They went into the timber. Well, when I got back over, he was telling me about that. Well, then we had like 5 or 6 mule deer come across the meadow, and then we had another cow and calf come across the meadow. Well, we're calling this whole time. Well, Gary looks over and says, there's 2 bulls. And so, sure enough, down below us, there were 2 bulls coming, and they were coming. They were coming to the calls. And so right away we grabbed our stuff, like, we can't get pinned right here by the fence, we gotta get back. So we ran back into the trees here. It's still really open, but there's enough here. So I'm frantically setting up the decoy. I went back, I'm calling. Gary's up in front of me, like, I don't know, 40 yards or something like that. And I mean, we barely got into position, and the bull, it ended up being a bull and a spike. And the bull was here, and he jumped the fence. Like every other time we've been here, like, they've been so hesitant to cross that fence. You know, so we thought we'd have time. They'd hem and haw at the fence. We'd have to call him over. That bull was on a mission. He jumped that fence, and I mean, he came in running. I had the decoy set up. He probably saw that. But I mean, he was on a beeline. Problem is, he came to like 15, 20 yards of Gary, but he was running. So as he got past Gary, he got Gary's wind and then whirled and came back. Well, the spike had hung back. And so they both kind of like stood out there. I was still calling, and I just couldn't get video of anything because I couldn't move out behind the trees. Anyway, Gary ended up getting a shot at the spike because he was at least willing to stand still. It was like 60 yards. So he shot low. So I don't know if we're even an hour into the morning, and we already had elk come in. So it's awesome. It's a great start. We've seen quite a few elk. So we're just getting our decoys and stuff set up now, like in more of a permanent location that we think would, is obviously a better setup. And then we're going to go back and see if we can get anything else to come in. So good start to the morning. We'll see how the rest of the day goes. Final update for the day. We're right at last light. Really not much happened since my last update. We did finally have some elk feed out way at the end of this meadow down here. I mean, way down there. We watched them for hours. We called. They just weren't interested. But eventually they did feed out and get kind of a little bit closer to the property line over here. So we decided we'd give it a shot. We did have a bull bugling too, so we thought, well, we'll see if we can get the bull to come, or we'll see if we can get them to come. And long story short, neither one happened. They didn't care. So we're wrapping up right now. We're just gonna pack up and head out of here. Not sure what the plan is for tomorrow. Doubtful that we'll come back here. Just seems like it's kind of played out right now. Those spikes are still out there, so I'm still watching them, but we'll figure that out on our drive home tonight, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Kind of like my wife, when she says she's ready to go, I go get in the car and sit and wait for her for another 20 minutes.
I don't like you.
Hey, don't spend. Well, it doesn't matter to me, but sometimes there's mule deer up here.
Okay. I'm just.
None of the property up here is really, I don't know.
Well, I'm just gonna. I mean, this is quick, right? Like, if there's anything in there, it's gonna be out in a matter of minutes. So, okay. Oh yeah, 2, but they were out fast.
But I needed to. I just was curious what that stupid thing was. I remember seeing it last year.
Okay, it's 7 a.m. Wednesday morning. I got a lot to update from yesterday. It's really windy and I got to get to work, so I want to keep this short. But the long story short is I shot a deer in this field right out here like an hour before last night. thought it was a good shot, felt good about it. She mule kicked, but basically you could tell she was really hurt, but she probably went, I don't know, 200 yards, maybe a little bit over that, and bedded on tall grass in a fence line. We waited an hour. It was dark by that time. I walked out into the field. There were some other deer with her. They all took off, and I could see her eyes in my headlamp, so I knew she wasn't dead yet. And she did get up and crawl through the fence, so we backed out. We left her for the night. Came back this morning, waited until it got light, started blasting, and sure enough, she's laying back out in this field almost where I shot her. So Gary is out in the field right now. Let's see if I can do this. Gary's out in the field looking for my arrow right now. So we're really close to where I shot her. Just drug her over to the fence. She's laying like right there. Drug her over to the fence. She was out in the middle of this field out there, and we drug her over. And over there on that fence line over there is where she bedded in the tall grass, and that's where we left her when we went home last night. So I had kind of a sleepless night. Like I said, I felt really good about the shot, but just she didn't die. I mean, I don't know why. So anyway, I'll show you where the shot was. It's a little bit back, but I mean, it's still a good shot as far as I'm concerned. But yeah, it just took her several hours. So she seems to be like she's still in good shape. The meat, I think, is still in good shape. It's way warmer than we wanted it to be, so that's why I got to get to work on her and get her in the cooler ASAP. But really, really thankful that we found her, and really thankful that I finally have meat in the freezer. So let me get to work. There's the update. I'll talk a little bit more about yesterday, but outside of that, shooting this deer at the end of the night last night, it was really fairly uneventful, but more later. Okay, so there's the shot, and this is the entrance, and then the exit is pretty much straight through. So a little bit back. She was walking just very slowly, but she was walking when I shot. I tried to lead her, put her on the front shoulder, so and I'm sure she jumped the string a little bit too, but not sure why it took so long for her to go down. But like I said, just thankful that we got her, and now I need to get to work.
Seen us.
Yeah, but they're not.
I know. I'm like, do we?
Well, I mean, if we know we're coming back here tomorrow, I can look for my arrow tomorrow, but I only have 3 left.
seen a bugle yet.
I actually thought I heard a really distant one.